I'm resident of color for you too. Just
Are
say
you really?
that's by Patrick McCray, pretty elegant. We're here to review Superman Man of Steel, directed by Zack Snyder, screenplay by David S. Gower, story by David S. Gower and Christopher Nolan, uh, produced by Charles Roven, Christopher Nolan, Emma Thomas, Deborah Snyder. Cinematographer is Amir McCray. Music by Hans Zimmer, edited by David Brenner. Release dates June 10th, 2013. Alice Tully Hall, June 14th, 2013, United States. So budget $225 million. Box office $670.1 million. So guys, what do you think of Henry Cavill as the Man of Steel here, Patrick?
I think we're going to say Henry Kaplan is the Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I really did. Um, I guess he's okay. I mean, somebody needs to knock some sense into whoever did the color timing of the movie because it's way too contrasty. I couldn't tell what the hell was going on this
Yeah,
screen.
which is too bad because some of the live action cinematography is not bad at all in
Well,
terms of composition and everything.
and although there is a lot of black in the set design, it is unbelievably textured. Almost.
Hmm.
Superman's costume, unbelievably textured.
Yeah.
Almost. So I was so put off by the abhorrent visual language of the movie. It was actually hard to pay attention to the rest of it. It was like a movie that didn't want me to watch it.
Yeah, I wasn't quite that sensitized, but I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's one thing for a movie to look bad or to look too dark or whatever. In this case, it just looked amateurish. This was not Gordon Willis, Godfather kind of
No.
unbelievable nuance of shades of dark against each other.
Hmm.
This was just, it's like somebody get a light over there or something.
Yeah, and I wonder if part of it wasn't because of the methodology of all the digital stuff. Um, that they had to, that they did a match in a lot of the other scenes.
I
Although
mean,
not all of the scenes were like that, but
a lot of them. I mean, the end of the movie, even when he's in the elevator, I don't know is he in an elevator? I don't know what the hell he's in. Well, he's in a broom closet. And it really, I mean, when a movie makes me question my television, that's a problem because it's a good TV.
yeah,
And this just looked like shit. I'm sorry, it did. It looked awful, and I'm sure it didn't look that way on the set.
no, I'm
I'm
sure it didn't either.
looking at that thing on the set. I bet people thought this is going to be the most gorgeous movie they've ever seen.
Like you say, with all the textures and everything, and all the set design and
Yes,
all that stuff is great.
yes. God, if I had been the set designer, production designer, I would have been furious.
Hmm, maybe they were.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to go there, but it's a metaphor for the rest of the movie, which is just, I think, a little too dark and
It
a
is a
little too
dark. It is a dark vision for Superman. There's no doubt about that.
for a first adventure. For a third or fourth adventure, ooh, that's interesting.
Mhm,
That's really interesting because it's like starting Barnabas in 1795. We have
right.
a baseline.
I think what happened was is that they looked at the previous films and said we don't want to quite do it like that. And that's what I think they did. But instead of launching, like you say, something in between and then going that way, they just went all the way.
Or taking him to an alien planet, like
Mm.
the new Supergirl. And those are
Which,
the
I mean,
rules
they kind of halfway did that.
they
They
did.
took him into the Kryptonian ship and all this other stuff going on. But yeah,
One of the things I would say if they looked at the prior Superman films and they didn't want to do that is don't do a Superman movie. I mean, David Goyer, I know you're waiting for another or maybe you're not, waiting for another Batman movie to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're just kicking around. So you decide you're going to write this. But come on.
Um, I honor everything that you're saying, but at the same time, I wasn't as bothered by it as you are. For one thing, I like Henry Cavill a lot. I think he's got presence and has proven that by playing other roles, not Superman.
Yeah, let me clear something up. I like Henry Cavill. I like
Yeah.
Amy Adams. I like Lawrence Fishburne. I like the whole cast. And I don't even hate the movie. There are just certain technical decisions within it that made it tough to love.
Yeah, I got it. I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. I totally do get that. And I have the same problem with the look of it, as opposed to the intended look of it, like you were mentioning before, because it's obvious from the set design and everything else, that the texture of it and everything else is rather lush and specific and mood enhancing. But yeah, there's something about it's almost like they color tinted it in some weird way or something.
So an interesting experiment, because it deals with a number of the same characters and set pieces. Look at the end of The Flash, starring that important woman beater, or human beater, I should say.
Right.
I like it when we differentiate that by.
Right.
I'm sorry,
Right.
I did that.
Batterer.
Yeah, that violent scum.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't live nearby. And that movie looks fine.
Yeah.
Its problems have nothing to do with anything. It's a pretty good movie. Its problems all have to do with the press surrounding that POS.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, that kind of scotched it. I like the movie. I definitely like that movie.
Yeah, you don't hear about Andrew Garfield acting that way.
No.
All I'm gonna say.
No.
Like that Andrew Garfield, I really do. He's fun.
I really like Zod in this movie. He's a relentless villain in this movie. He really curls your teeth. And you hate his minions. You hate the woman, which is not easy to do. She's attractive, athletic, and competent, but she is just awful as this Kryptonian lackey. So she does her job fantastically well.
Were there followers called Zodomites?
Might be a problem. My biggest problem with this movie is the destructive nature of the last half hour of it. It's so over the top. I mean, you're literally destroying an entire city, basically.
Mr. Reed would have gone backwards in time.
He would have figured out a way to save, the Daily Planet at least, which he tries to save the globe, but that's about the size of it. But I really like the way that they bring the moral center of this movie into humankind, which makes sense because that's what inspires Superman and also inspired his father to say things like they have great potential. Perry White risks his life to save the intern. And he's right there with her, figuring they're gonna die, and he's not leaving. There's that. His mother Martha she's got guts in the face of this overwhelming force. All of that I really enjoyed. I thought that the human element of this movie was pretty much on point. I just thought that the alien destruction sort of overwhelmed it in places.
It's interesting you bring up that question of ethnicity and identity, because the new Superman movie also dealt with that, but it dealt with it from the perspective, which I think is just marvelous, of a proud immigrant.
Yeah.
He identifies as
Superman is supposed to be. That's what they initially. Superman was developed as an alternative to the Nazi Übermensch, which was a person who accepted everyone and defended everyone, as opposed to harass everyone except for the master race.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a golem with a magical sigil on his chest
Yes.
who has about the most Jewish name possible, Kal-El,
Yeah.
son of Jor-El,
Yeah.
and then his shiksa mom, Laura,
Yeah. Shit.
uh, to defend the ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what we're dealing with,
Yes.
just on a massive
Yeah.
scale. And all of the planet Earth, in a positive sense, is that ghetto.
Right.
It is that village.
Mm-hmm.
And we are in the best possible sense. Not that there would be a worst sense to this. We are all Jews in the eyes of
Well,
man.
and I think that the creators were expressing that idea, and they were also expressing the hopefulness that America wouldn't be like Europe, because it was 1938 when they dreamt this up. It was not yet full-blown war with the United States involved, and Britain was about ready to be involved by 39. So I mean, they knew it was coming. Everybody knew it was coming.
Sure. Yeah,
But
Henry Ford and Walt Disney were counting on it.
yes,
Um,
excuse me while I scrape my tongue.
as with Errol Flynn, weird people.
So, Jewel, now that we've exhausted the political and the aesthetic, what did you think of this movie?
It's a very interesting movie. Here's the one thing I can't stand about superhero movies, especially Superman and Batman, and I mean this. I do appreciate Kevin Costner's performance in this movie.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the most underrated parts of this movie. Because he's trying to show, look, you can't save everything.
Right, and not only that, but you have to keep this a secret because
Yes.
because bigotry. Until you're ready, until you're an adult, until it's time, you have to keep it a secret. And he was right.
And I think Foster's trying to show you have to be careful who you expose it to.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that's something Costner's character is there for, which I applaud.
Mm-hmm.
That I like. But I really, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, because again, I'm not the biggest Superman and Batman fan.
Sure.
I have seen Superman's origin story and Batman's origin story more than I've seen Judith Margaret Meyer's murder.
Or more than you've seen Dan Curtis's version of Dark Shadows.
That's right. That's at this point, yes.
It's true. It's true. They do keep repeating it, somewhat retconning it sometimes, adding a few things, but it's still essentially the same.
Yes. So I'd rather much the things I like here for the most part. I love Michael Shannon's performance as
He's great.
Really good. This movie is dark, but I think too the movie that we talked about literally last night, Superman Returns, kind of inspired some of this movie a lot of ways. Its darkness, especially, not just its tone, but its look. Because when you look at the second half of Superman Returns, it's dark as well, especially on the.
But I can tell what's going on.
Yeah, right. It's dark in tone and look, but you can tell what's going on here. Is it a little more difficult? Yeah, but I also think that's the camera work too. There's a lot. It's chaotic.
It's almost like there's something in the film processing too.
Yeah,
it's just a little.
There is actually. You're not wrong here, because I looked at the film and while you guys were talking.
Yeah.
And I'll get into that here in a moment. But I will say that the person who steals this movie is the lovely, lovely Amy Adams. My God,
she's lovely in everything she does. I mean, she's
Well, did you see Enchanted?
Yes,
it's a great movie. I love that.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's a really good film.
I also learned American Hustle. Holy crap!
Yeah,
and she's in Argo too, right?
Yeah, and Psycho Beach Party.
Yeah,
quite memorable.
The thing I liked the most out of this movie too is we got a lot more from Superman's original father in this movie, from the fall of Krypton, basically. We did not get that in any previous Superman before movie. I mean. So that I appreciate. Now the rest of it, it's like I know that shit already.
Right.
But
I like But I really did enjoy the fact that they delved more deeply into the root cause of Zod's obsessions.
Yeah.
That he is a supremacist. He
Mhm.
is a eugenicist. He's all these awful things that I think the originators of Superman would have appreciated in a villain
Oh
at
yeah.
that time.
Oh yeah. I mean, very, very, very Nazi-like.
Mhm.
I'm here for the protection of my kind,
Yeah,
and all that.
exactly. And everybody else gets wiped out. And he literally says this at the beginning of the film. He literally says that,
You know
that
what we're gonna have to watch as a complement to this? We're gonna have to watch the Frieza arc in Dragon Ball Z. We really are.
I was
Uh,
hoping you would say that.
yeah, they're really, really good.
Well, Joel, when you first started talking about that, I thought you needed to see a urologist. Dragon Ball Z.
Oh God! Oh my
Oh, I've got Dragon Ball Z. Oh no.
God!
Torsion.
There's
Oh
more
God.
filler in that shit. God bless him. God bless
Uh-huh.
the late Akira Toriyama. But yeah, this movie I do like it for the most part. I I do get why they did the extended cut so not Clark Kent, but Bruce Wayne and stuff like that. 'Cause I've
Wait,
seen
what?
the
Didn't
extended cut of
it's
this.
longer?
Yeah, they extended this.
Yeah.
They extended
Why?
because they were including Batman versus Superman with the extended cut.
Because look who produced it, and don't they all have extended cuts with their
Yeah,
movies? Come on,
yeah,
they
pretty
do.
much, yeah.
Zack
But
Snyder's a director I would pay more the shorter he made the film.
Well, I agree with
yes,
that, and
yeah, I do
force
too.
him to tell a story more efficiently.
In 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 90 to 100 minutes is fine.
I just want to
Not
strip him down.
not 150.
I want to strap him down and make him watch Fantastic Four over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
God, what a great movie.
It moves, man. It
It
moves.
moves and it just is so, it has such a benevolent sense of life.
And I love the cast. I even love the woman that played Silver Surfer. I mean, she was great.
Everything. Jewel, did you see that movie?
The newest one, yeah, I've seen it.
Did you like it?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Okay.
Pretty good.
You like that one they made right before it.
When I went to Rebecca Staub's table, I didn't see any Fantastic Four pictures.
The problem with the second
That's
Fantastic
Rebecca
Four.
Staub.
Yes,
God,
from the Corman, Corman one. Yes,
God blast it. Oh, she's great in that movie.
yeah,
The whole cast is good, though.
yes, yeah. Actually, that was a well casted movie, and of course, with I don't care. It's Corman. They made the film to keep the copyright. That's what they made it for. But he still made a decent film.
He did make no. I prefer that to any of the other Fantastic Four movies, other than the most.
Other than the newest one. Yep.
It's got a lot of integrity. It's got a lot of love.
Yep.
For the characters. I was so surprised when I saw that movie. I got a weird cut of it like in '94. I think
everybody got a weird cut of it.
Yeah, and I just thought, for all of its low budget, it made it clear that if the screenplay is right, and if the casting is right,
and the director is right,
and the director is right, the budget is actually not as important as it might look.
That's why Corman was a guru to the greatest directors of the last half of the 20th century.
That's right. And I would include Jack Hill with that.
Mm-hmm.
I got you guys this film in here. Principal photography began August 1st, 2011 at Industrial Park near DuPage Airport under the codename Autumn Frost. Zack Snyder expressed reluctance to shoot the film in a 3D due to the technical limitations of the format and instead chose to shoot two-dimensionally and convert the film into 3D in post-production. For a 2D, 3D, Real D, 3D, IMAX 3D, and 4DX release.
That's one of the reasons why it's off like that, I'm sure. Particularly since they probably packaged that technology in the 2D rather than take it out.
What's wrong with this division?
Somebody sent my buddy Alvin Gallant a cookie. He deserves one. I mean that. Snyder also chose to shoot the film.
Oh, I got a cookie.
Instead, Snyder also
You get a cake, I get a cookie. All right.
Chose to shoot on film instead of digitally because he felt it would make the film a big movie experience. Cinematographer Amir McCray shot the film with Panavision Paraflex Millennium XL2 cameras and C-series anamorphic lenses.
I thought they were the XL1s.
There's nothing wrong with the camera, I don't think.
Yeah.
Filming was color timing.
Yeah.
Filming was expected to last for 2 to 3 months. Production took place in Piano, Illinois on August 22nd to the 29th. According to an interview with Michael Shannon, filming would continue until February 2012. Man is still filmed in Chicago area, California, and Burnaby's Mammoth Studios in Vancouver, which was also used as a set for Krypton and the extraterrestrial aircraft portrayed in the film.
Well, it took so long because they spent all their time waiting around for the shark to work.
That's right.
I don't dance. This is it. Okay.
This is it, folks. Bada bang. Where's the rim shot? Come on.
Alan is correct. As I've read.
Alan's always correct. And
I'm such an irritating a-hole.
You're not.
No, you're not.
You get away with it, and I love it.
No, it's weird because when you were saying that, I was reading that. I'm like, yeah, in my head.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, it looks like a processing issue. That's what it looks like. So,
especially, I think more the town destruction too. It really feels so dark. You kind of can't completely tell what's going on. The most clear they get is
you're talking about Smallville rather than you're talking about Smallville destruction, or are you talking about Metropolis?
More Metropolis than anything at times. I feel Metropolis, Smallville. Okay,
it was small.
Yeah,
so
well,
much.
The tornado, you can tell what's going on,
right?
But like the Metropolis stuff, no. It's like it's too chaotic. I'm not saying you can't follow it.
It's also like 99% digital. It's just. I mean, it's not terrible in terms of digital, but I think it's too much. That's all.
Now, for a movie that was shot on a black towel wrapped in wax paper, I think it looks beautiful.
That's parchment paper, damn it.
Parchment paper.
Oh, so here's one for you guys. In June, for development, in June 2008, Warner Brothers took pitches from comic book writers, screenwriters, and directors on who to successfully reboot the Superman film series. Comic book writers Grant Morrison, Mark Waid, Geoff Jones, and Brad Meltzer were among those who pitched their ideas for a reboot. And I told them it's not that bad. Just treat Superman Returns as the Ainley Hawks, Morrison said. Wade said the Incredible Hulk has proven the audience will forgive you and let you redo the franchise. Morrison's idea was similar to his work on All-Star Superman, while Wade's was akin to Superman Birthright. Mark Miller, teaming with director Matthew Vaughn, also planned an epic 8-hour Superman trilogy. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Each installment released a year apart, similar to Lord of the Rings. Who the hell has that much time? Miller compared to the Godfather trilogy, in which it would chronicle the entire life of Superman from the early days of Krypton, while titled Kal-El witnesses his father's tireless struggle to save the planet, to the final where Superman loses his power as the sun starts to go supernova. So here's what, according to Miller, Vaughn suggested his Stardust actor Charlie Cox as a Golden Age-inspired Superman. Now, he would go on to play Daredevil, for those who know.
Yes.
That's who Charlie Cox is.
Yeah.
When he was a bit more of a regular person, Bond would later say his pitch for a trilogy film would have been to similar tone to Richard Donner's 1978 film, and would have included villains such as Zod, Brainiac, and Lex Luthor. So there you go. There you go.
Brainiac. Bring us Brainiac.
Yes,
The guy
yes,
says, Jim, that is a bad outfit. I want that guy.
Yeah.
yeah. What's you guys' favorite scenes in this movie?
Mm.
That's a telling moment.
No, it's more the intimate scenes, the human scenes, like I said before. I really like that scene with the tornado. Got to the core of this emotional core of the whole movie, in a lot of ways. It wasn't the only scene that did, but it certainly did. Um, um, it Yeah, that was one. Another one that got to the emotional core of the movie was Perry and the intern and the other reporter out while everything's falling down around them. That sort of got to it as well.
Oh, that's a scene that for me would have been, it was effective. You're
Yeah,
right, it was a very effective scene. But considering his arguable, incomparable physical frailty, that would have been a hell of a scene to see with Jackie Cooper.
sure,
Because
sure.
there's so much more to risk. I mean, Lawrence Fishburne, I feel totally safe. He's
Because
just
he's a big bear of a guy. Yeah,
yeah, and I'm fine. I'm like under an
yeah,
umbrella.
yeah.
But man, Jackie Cooper, that would have been so much more of a risk
Mm,
for his character
sure,
to do.
sure.
That is the ultimately pointless Monday morning quarterback.
But no, it's
Denver
no,
32.
an aesthetic choice that brings something new to the scene. So yeah, that's cool.
And it's a casting choice too, because I have nothing wrong with Lawrence Fishburne, but in that moment, I really would have thought, how moving do we want this to be? And that's where the more diminutive actor, Robert Guillaume,
Yeah.
who's not a hulking bear of a man. That's interesting.
Hmm. Yep.
That's surprising. That's just my thought. I don't know. I like every time Superman says, "Man, I'm from Kansas,"
Yeah.
and he's defending himself against essentially racists.
Yeah.
I like,
Bigotry.
yeah, yeah. I do like those moments, and I like that those moments continue into the new movie, which I think's great. I think it's too complicated in terms of its plot. I just like, oh god.
But that's very real in terms of how human beings would respond to somebody with that kind of power, even if they were
Sure.
totally on your
God,
side. It took, I mean, it's what's his name that played the military guy who's on SVU? I forget his name now. Great. I like him too. I really like his character work. In that he finally says at the end of it, when Superman walks up to a bunch of those military guys, he says, "This man is not our enemy."
Yeah.
Finally realizing that you know the other is not necessarily something to fear.
Power of
Christopher
connection.
Maloney.
We don't see that enough in life. We just don't.
You know,
Christopher Maloney.
Chris Maloney. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. My goodness. My favorite scene in this movie is the ship scene with Zod and when Lois Lane goes up there too, and you see Russell Crowe's character.
Oh yeah.
I like that whole sequence.
Yeah, that whole you see is basically it's a hologram of him that has all of his knowledge and character imbued in it. which is kind of cool. He serves as a guide for both of them.
Mhm. Yep, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Really good performance by Crow.
Mhm.
Amy Adams is very good as Lois Lane. But yeah, do I feel we needed an extended cut of this movie? No, no,
No.
no. I do not want to
I mean,
sit.
it's 225 as it is.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
baby, what are you doing wrong that you need more time?
Well, wait. Now let's. I'll ask the question. Okay, so would any of us sit for 2 hour and 25 minute Dark Shadows movie? Would you sit for it?
Yeah, it depends.
Sat through a 450-hour Dark Shadows movie called
That's
Dark
right.
Shadows
I would say it depends, but yes, probably.
at least once.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, you know, it's not the length of the movie; it's what you do with it.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
I
And
mean, there's some 3 hour movies that fly.
oh my
Yeah.
God, do I want the right stuff to be one frame shorter?
No.
Hell no.
No.
Oh, you
No,
what?
it's just that nowadays, I sound like such an old man, but I am an old man. Uh, you know, nowadays they just take so much screen time and do so little with it.
Yeah, it's like it's slow development a lot of
With
times.
these incredibly dense plots
Hmm.
and all of that, it's like, hey guys, keep it moving. I got 2 shows in Vegas tonight.
Right. Exactly. You're just a matinee here. Come on, people. Let's go.
Yeah. What is the problem?
Mhm.
I feel like a commuter in LA.
Well, you and I both grew up with 90-minute films, a lot of 90-minute films,
Oh, it was
a
great.
ton. But some of them were terrible, but most of them were really well told. And
Yes.
and the 90-minute format forces screenwriters to into economy.
Yes. And film theaters loved it
Yeah,
because it was more screenings they could get in per day
correct.
to
I
sell
mean,
popcorn.
there are some movies in the 30s and 40s that are only 70 minutes long.
That's right. That's right.
And bingo, they move.
I've heard it said that there are very few films that could not be improved by a little.
Yeah.
And rare is the film that can't.
It's true. And editing is such an underrated skill and
really
art.
is.
Because editors have really, when a director finds a good editor, if it's not them, they stick with them usually.
Sure. Well, I mean, look at all the documentaries on Star Wars being saved in the edit by Marshall Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
And Jewel, have you ever seen any of those?
What?
The documentaries about Star Wars being saved in the edit?
No.
They're really good. And it looks at the structure of when the plot beats happened and all of that. They're completely different in the version George Lucas initially constructed.
Mm-hmm.
And slow. Oh, wow.
Right.
Everything in the wrong place. And Marcia basically quit working on Apocalypse Now. And she said, okay, George, I'll bail you out.
Let's save this thing.
Yeah, and she did. She did. She said, I'm going to want half of something in the divorce. So I want it to be the best something I can.
Matter of fact, pay me now.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way: would I cut time from Once Upon a Time in the West? No.
No, that's not
that
you need to. I mean, that's well plotted.
Yeah.
Everything, it's a multifaceted plot, but it's not like so dense that you can't follow anything.
That's right. Well, we only knew what he was doing. I mean, hell, look at the actual cut of Once Upon a Time in America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, what a movie!
Yeah.
The lost great mob epic.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Noodles.
Great movie.
Noodles.
Great movie.
It's also a kind of a weird buddy film.
Yeah, yes. A bit. Yeah, a bit.
It really is.
Oh my gosh. So, guys, scale 1 to 10, what do you give this movie?
In spite of the flaws that we've talked about, I still give it an 8.5.
I give it a 6.
Yeah.
Jewel?
I'll give this right at 6.25. And I think the reason a lot of this film hurts is at the end again. It's so dark. It's so hard to tell what the fuck's going on, and The real reason I'm going to Zack Snyder, to Warner Bros. I don't fucking need anything extended at all. I
No.
really don't
Yes.
at all. Uh, it didn't make it better. Let me put it to you that way.
Okay.
So there you
The
go.
only thing I can think of that got made somewhat better by the extended director's cut was Justice League.
Well, we'll talk about that because
Yeah.
I imagine that's one of the things coming up.
Yeah.
Justice.
The Snyder cut.
Yeah, the
Oh.
And then I think there's the Snyder
Probably
cut.
the most famous Snyder cut of the last 10 years
Yeah.
or 20 years.
Yeah.
Because it definitely was much ballyhooed and a lot of people thought it improved.
Can't you see it just in black and white if you want to?
Just turn the color off your
Well,
television.
I think there's a black and white version of
Oh, maybe.
And then there should be a silent version with intertitles.
Intertitles. Oh my god.
You would have had to have alternate shots though, so that you could see like Batman's face go.
Well, yeah, it's shot in a square format, and the orchestral score is just replaced by a piano.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know, though, now that I mention it, I think that's a really good way to see the movie. I kind of would prefer you do it 40 minutes. It's a 2-reeler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's funny. One day.
The penny arcade version.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Is there anything you guys want to add about the movie before we begin?
No, I think that movie has said it all.
You're good.
Link to Patrick McCray's Dark Shadows Daybook Triumph will be in the description box. Link to Gallant's YouTube channel. Collins Ford After Dark is going to be in the description box. Go check out his new video. It's really, really
What's
good.
next?
What's next? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Let's do something really entirely different for one night and then come back to maybe Superman movies.
How about we do Salem's Lot?
Which one?
Which one?
The first movie, the original movie.
The made-for-TV movie.
It's Soul Man. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic.
Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot. Yeah.
Yep. Salem's Lot.
There you go. There you go. Great movie. All right, guys. You have a good night.
Sniff wisely. Thank you, Jewel.